you came up with this idea. You rapidly expanded it to give people a platform.
Yeah.
If somebody, let's say that a 12-year-old came into the room and said, I want to do this myself, what kind of advice would you give them? Where would they start? Where would a 12-year-old or an 18-year-old or somebody start if they wanted to do their own podcast or their own video or something to express their views?
What my husband and I have done at Personal Life Media is really provide the technology. I say, you're the expert, I'm the techspert. Because it's still really hard to create great content at a quality level. It takes editors, it takes transcribers, it takes technical webmasters, it takes a lot of people behind that expert to get their content up in a way that is professionally produced enough that the message can meet its mark with the prospective listener. That being said, anybody could do a podcast or a vidcast. Certainly the minute the Flip video hit my home, my daughter stole it, and they've been uploading videos ever since then. So there's an incredible amount of creative expression and opportunity on the web with user-generated content. But it still does take an army of technologists to empower those experts at a high level of professionalism.
So in addition to the tech, which you're talking about, it also seems to me that one of the things people learn when they do their own podcasts is they learn about expression. So for instance, I asked you the question and then you took a minute to compose an answer. So you were actually going through an editorial process here, thinking about how to express it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it seems to me that's also an important piece of advice, or it's an important thing that people learn, right? As they do their own podcasting.
Yeah. I think it's really important to produce content at a quality level, at a high quality level. You're competing with major broadcast studios, with major studios like National Public Radio if you're doing audio, and if you want your message to be heard and received, it needs to not be schlocky junk with your dog barking in the background. I've actually written a training system called Talk Show Tips, because so many people are getting into podcasting and vidcasting and doing interviews. And I've created a whole system that teaches people how to book really good guests to interview, how to conduct a flawless interview, and then how to use social media to radiate their work so that they can get the level of appreciation that they deserve for the work that they're putting into it. And I feel really good about that because a lot of people are interested, but they need some guidance. And so I took literally 25 years of speaking experience and my last 5 years of interviewing hundreds of people, and I put that together with everything I do to market and promote our shows into a single product. And I hope that it's the same as Personal Life Media. Creating content that teaches people something or moves them to the next level. I think that's what I'm about. I'm a publisher at heart.
And where's Talk Show Tips available?
TalkShowTips.com.
Okay.
You don't even have to say URLs anymore. Everything is Googleable. If I wasn't the #1 search result for Talk Show Tips, I would have said the URL.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Well, yeah. So you're a promoter of what I've been a promoter of, which is people say to me, they still say to me, I want to grab 50 domain names because I want to protect my brand, and I say, really, your brand isn't going to be in the domain name anymore.
No.
Your brand name, because people are using Google to get there.
Google is the navigator.
And in fact, today people are going on YouTube and searching on YouTube.
Yes, it's the #2 search engine now in YouTube.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I've heard from a lot of people that the kids, when they're doing homework now, would much rather search YouTube than search Google.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because then they can just watch some videos rather than having to read the stuff. Ouch.
I don't know. I probably sound like a crusty old lady that I don't think that sounds so good. But my daughter woke up early this morning to read the book that she's reading, and she laid in bed before school and read her book, so I'm not that worried. She stole my Flip video camera, and she got up early to read her book.
Well, that shows. I mean, you've got a household here in which everyone values creativity.
Yeah.
They're valuing creating things and communicating.
Yes, that is actually, I told my daughter that she can be on the internet as much as she wants to, as long as 50% of the time that she spends online, she's creating rather than consuming the content. So the rule is, if you want to spend 5 hours online, 2.5, you're creating. I think it makes a big difference. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk. You have such an emphasis on the quality.
Yeah.
And I think I was trying to get at that as well in the question about preparation and how people. I think people develop their thinking processes and their expressive abilities when they're working on this. In fact, one of the things that I've been hearing from lots of people recently is that Twitter, in some ways, improves their writing skills.
Because they have to edit.
They have to edit it way down to the 140 characters to be able to put one tweet up.
Yeah.
And it actually makes them think about what they're doing. And more people now, rather than just tweeting, I mean, well, I don't know that our listeners will know this, so this may be new to them, but I would say in the past 6 months or more, people, rather than just tweeting, I'm down at Starbucks having coffee, are putting real content in their tweets. And as they put more and more content in, they're starting to create content that's too big for one tweet, and they'll do 1, 2, or 3 tweets in a row that have successive stages of thought.
Like the Brill Cream temporal,
Like
it's not Brill Cream, it
Burma
was
Shave.
Burma Shave.
The Burma Shave signs along the side of the road,
Temporal content.
Okay. And you personally aren't so much into the tech. It's Tim that does the tech, right?
Well,
or do you do it too?
I don't manage our servers or build the content management system. No, I don't do any of that. But I consider myself a reasonably intelligent technology person. I keep up with a lot of things. We both started out in the semiconductor industry, so from the chip level up, we've always both been people who enjoy technology. So I consider myself a geeky girl, even though my husband is certainly the one who runs the servers, the infrastructure, builds the content management system. Yeah,
so he's the command line person and you're the GUI person, right?
Yes, exactly. I couldn't have said that better myself.
You guys have your own servers, or have you moved into the cloud?
Cloud.